G'day everyone, it's Bo from Growthwise, and today we're doing a quick video to talk about Xero's MCP server. So yesterday in the March ecosystem update, they emailed out everyone and said that the MCP server is available for use now, and they had all of the links and everything to be able to get everything set up. So last night we had a look through that documentation and we got it running with Claude and a Xero demo account. So today we're going to run through and just show you some really basic things. We're not going to go super in depth with it, but I know for a lot of people they're probably wondering, how it works. So that's what we're going to try and demonstrate today. All right, first of all, we'll have these links in the description, but we've got the blog post introducing everything that you can read through for a little bit more information. And we're also going to have the GitHub link that explains how to get everything set up. It's not super complex, but I understand for a lot of people, you aren't developers. I'm technically not either. I found it easy enough to follow along, but I do have IT experience, so I did find it a little bit probably easier than some other people in the accounting industry to get this set up. But if you have someone that's a little bit tech savvy, I'm sure that you could actually read through, follow the documentation, and get it running yourself as well. So that's the two links that we'll have for everyone to be able to go through and get set up if you want to try it yourself. Now, let's get stuck into it. So if we jump into Claude, this is Claude Desktop. You have to use the desktop version, not the online version. We're going to look at settings, and we can see under the developer, like I said, I've done all of the connection work in the background, but we've got the Xero MCP server and we're connected to it. So let's ask something really simple. For example, who have I invoiced recently? The reason I'm doing this query is it's really basic and really simple, but it gives you the example that you don't need to be super specific when you're asking a request, because obviously you have the power of the LLM and you have the power of the MCP server working together. So let's press enter and see what happens. You will get these messages that will pop up, so you can just say allow for this chat. It just gives the Claude tool the permission to actually access the MCP server. And here we go. There you go. So very simple. Just outlines, here's the people that you've invoiced. Now you can actually do actions from here as well. So let's say, for example, you make a new invoice the same as ORC 1011 for the same customer, but dated today. Now it's asking for list accounts because it wants to know the tax rates, it wants to know the GST. So basically it's using all of the tools that are in this MCP server to make sure it's got access to everything to be able to create the new invoice there. So this will show you the code of how it's actually generating everything in the background, and it will actually give you the data behind it. I would say that in the future, we probably will see things like, rather than the invoice ID, we'll probably get invoice numbers with Xero updating this to make it a bit more readable to an end user. You can see as well when it's created it hasn't made it authorized, it's just made it draft, but the invoice has been created there. So let's just go and check and just make sure that it did actually happen, just so we can see it. Okay, back in Xero now, so let's have a look at what's actually happened. And there's some interesting behavior in this one, but we're going to show it anyway. So we can see this is the invoice that we said please copy, invoice number ORC 1011, and here is the draft that actually came through. So you can see that it's not quite exactly the same, but it's done a relatively close job. Now, the thing with this is you can reprompt it. So if you know that it was wrong for whatever reason, you could actually say, the description's incorrect, please correct it to be the same. And the LLM will likely go back and actually do that correction for you. But you can see that it's done a pretty close job. So you can see this has definitely been received through from the MCP demo that we've set up. It's got the customer right. The issue date is set to American dates. That's why it's issued it at 27th of March, not the 28th that you can see down here. So that's another thing to be aware of. You can also see that the description does not match the description on this side, but the amount, the tax rates, everything else seems to have been correct. So just be aware when you are using this that it won't be super accurate. It is a version 1, is my understanding, but just make sure you do check things like any other output from any chatbot that it may not be 100% correct. All right, moving on from there, let's have a quick look at a contact example. So let's simply ask, do we have any duplicated contacts? Let's see what happens. So we'll have to grant permission again because I've started a new chat just to make it a bit cleaner to read. So we need to allow for this chat, and then let's let the MCP server do its thing. There you go. So that's what we've got here, and just say, can you show me some that have the bank names? Just to give it another prompt, just to give an example of what you can actually do with this tool. There you go. So it's a pretty good way of just being able to demonstrate what the MCP server is capable of right now. This is live. It's not any sort of demo or anything that's been sent. This is just working with the technology that Xero's built. So you can see what you're capable of with just connecting the LLM to it. So I think that in the future, it's going to be very interesting to see where these tools move on to from here. We just wanted to do a quick video today just to demonstrate it, because we know that there's going to be a lot of people that are kind of, curious about what this tool can do, how they interact with everything. So hopefully it's been helpful. If it has been helpful, make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cheers.